Hello! So today I'm going to show you a hair video, and excuse the lots of traffic there and the lighting. However, it's not so difficult to see. You can see in the back here in the mirror, and that's the most important thing, or partially the most important thing, because I will be looking into this mirror like that, and I will be running through it with you anyway. So let's get started. I did promise you that I would be doing hairstyles that were like hairstyles that were worn by women when they were wearing also kilts, and this is I think I've done one, or have I done more than one? I can't really remember. But anyway, here is another which was also worn around the same time. So let me just brush my hair through once, and as you see, I have very long hair. For this you will need a minimum of mid-back length hair. A shoulder length is not going to be enough. If you haven't got that length, then you'll need to think about putting in extensions. And now I can't see where I put my comb. Hang on a minute. I'll use this one. This will do. Right, so we need a middle parting. Okay, and then behind the ears, so basically from mid-crown down to the ears, behind the ears, divide that section. Oh, I didn't do that very well. Let's start again. And I must just tell you, I have not practiced this, but I've got it in my mind. I've had not time to practice this. Okay, here we go, that's better. And because I have relatively thin hair at the moment, it won't look perfect, but I'm not going to be putting any extensions in. So try to make this equal. As equal as possible anyway. And don't forget also, in the days, normally women had someone to help them do this. They didn't do it on their own. This definitely comes in as well. Okay, so okay, what I'm going to do now is just, you will need for this as well 2 little rubber bands, or at least something to tie braids off. And you will need 1 larger rubber band, best without a metal piece or bit where you can snag your hair. And you will need some U-pins. Right. Okay, so let's start this one off. I've already done one, as you see. So what you're going to do is you're going to take that parting, that part you've parted, and then you're going to braid it downwards. Oops. Best if you have more equal sides. I think I maybe got this okay-ish. The other side is a bit more irregular. Right, and you go down to as far down as you can. If you have thicker hair, you'll be able to go all the way down. With my thinner hair, it'll start petering out, and then I will stop braiding it. This one's a little bit further down. Try to get it equal, but you get the drift. Doesn't have to be completely symmetric, but if I were making the effort and going out like this, then I would make sure that the hair is wet before I do it, so that there's not so much frizz, either wet or a little bit of taming oil. And I'd make sure that this is all symmetric, so equal height on both sides, and that these strands are equal as well. Oh. Right, I'm trying to do this as quick as possible. It's so hot. If I open the windows, it's going to be way too noisy. It's very hot today and humid. Okay, you see I've got these bits coming down. Right, I will call this the Regal hairdo. Simply because people with a higher status would wear this in general. Number one, that, because it took time, and those that had this hairstyle often had ladies' maids who did it for them. This is not a hairstyle that goes well to be kept in a braid for longer than a day, because it would just get super frizzy, and A, it wouldn't look nice, and B, you wouldn't be able to get it apart either after. It would just be one huge mat. This also looks nice if you have wavy hair or slightly curly hair. It has its advantages. Doesn't have to be straight hair, but the thicker the nicer, really. Okay, let me just quickly measure a little bit more so that they're more or less the same. This is where it gets difficult for me to hold these little wisps, so I'll be tying off very soon, in fact here. So let's get my little band. I can't get it apart. Here we go. Okay, so I'll just tie this off. I hope you can see this side better because it's in the light. Oh, sometimes I get a cramp in my fingers when I'm holding small things. Same happens to me with knitting needles and crochet hooks. My fingers don't always want to play. Okay, right, that should be enough. It's not super tight, but it doesn't have to be, just so that it doesn't unravel. So now you've got your two braids here. Now we're turning to the back, and you're going to make a mid-high ponytail, or you can also do a lower one. If you have thick hair, go more towards the middle of the head. I'm going to be doing a rather low one because my hair is not that thick, and it'll look nicer if it is done here. So, right, just do a ponytail. Don't go too high. Too high looks a bit silly. Then it would be a different hairstyle, and you'd have to do different adjustments to make it look for the period we are talking about. Right, so, right, I'm just loosening this up a bit so that it's not quite so tight on my scalp. You've got to make sure that it's loose enough so you don't get a headache, but tidy enough. Right, and now I'm going to make a bun. And I'm going to do a loose twist bun. And I'm going to pin as I go because of the length of my hair. And the elastic helps it to keep it in place. And I'm covering, I hope you can see in the back, I'm covering up a little bit the elastic. That's why I chose one that's more or less my hair color. So what we're going for is stylized but still loose. That's what we're going for. As you can see, I've got very loose hair here. It's because I'm going to hide the elastic. Tucking all the bits in. Didn't count now, but I think I've already used 6 U-pins for this. Okay, you see here, you can still see a little bit of the elastic. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to pull this up like so and mold my hair a bit so that it can't be seen. And just pin that down in place. And as I say, it's best if you have someone, because then you don't have little hair bumps showing. Okay, see I have here a little bit of a hair bump, but we'll just deal with that. Right, so now you have your bun. Now you're going to take your braid, fold it. Now because I have long earrings and long hair, I can do this. So below the earrings, and take the braid and go around and lay it around, tuck the ends in pin the end. Hope it doesn't pop out. Pin the braid. And now do exactly the same thing on the other side. Measure more or less the same, jawline, jawline, and again go around, tuck in the bits so they can't be seen. Pin them down. There's no limit to how many pins you want to use. And there we have it. So this is the hairstyle they used. I'm going to turn around. So now you see when I say if you have thick hair, this part looks a lot nicer. Go around. Forget about this bit. I didn't see that I made a mess there. And you can tuck it, you can also pin it like backwards if you wanted to. And there you have it, the Regal hairstyle. I hope you enjoyed that. Thumbs up if you did. I'd appreciate it. I hope you're well. Enjoy your week. Bye bye.